the worst trip I had on acid was because I was in a subway car that got stuck in July, for 3 hours on the Wall Street. It was like 150 degrees.
Mhm.
I dropped the acid because we were going to a rooftop party in Brooklyn, and I was like, oh, I'm going to time it perfectly. It'll be like kicking in right when I get to Brooklyn, and then the subway car got stuck, and I was I wanted to unzip my skin and fucking run around it was bad. That was bad, but that's not. I don't blame the acid. I blame
The only time I tried acid was so I was like a teen, and I had a real like bad freaked out reaction to it because I was sitting on a chair, and I guess like the knobs of the chair, where the armrests are, there was like a duck head on the end of the chair, okay, on the knob of the chair. Now it came off in my hand. Now picture what a duck's head looks like. It's just like basically a circle kind of shape with a duck bill coming out of it, right? And I turned it sideways and realized that it was a one-eared rabbit, and I fucking lost my mind. That was the only time. I was like, what the fuck? It's a one-eared rabbit. And that was it.
FP Sunny says, tell my eyeball, sir. Well, whenever I would take acid or any hallucinogenic, I would be like, I never had that freak out moment. Even on the train, I don't think even when I was like in hell, basically, because I was stuck. I was crawling out of my skin, but I never was like, oh my God, I don't know what's reality or not. I'm like, I took a hallucinogenic. And so when shit's getting weird, I'm like, I took, it doesn't make you forget that you took if you're drunk and you take one, then you may actually forget you took one. I don't know. I've never been like that. I'm like, I've never been freaked out when I started seeing weird shit because I took a drug that will make me see weird shit. So I was mentally prepared for it. So, there's a thing where that you're seeing something that's not there. So you're like, let me close my eyes and I'm going to clear my brain since I know this is false.
Yeah.
And when I open my eyes, it'll be back where normal. And then, a lot of times it's either better or worse. And I was in a club. This is FP Sunny's talking about. I was in a club and there was a girl, we're having a conversation. And I was on ecstasy and acid at the time. And, her eyes just kept getting bigger. They were like at one point, they're like the size of pool cue balls. And then the next minute they're like, the size of grapefruit. And I'm just like, okay, her eyes are fucking growing. So I'm like, I'm going to close my eyes. And when I open my eyes, her eyes are going to be back to normal size. And then they were like bowling balls when I opened my eyes. They grew. They grew. So then I was like, all right, I'm going to close my fucking eyes. And I'm like, I know I'm seeing a hallucination. This is not real. And I opened my eyes and she's just a neck with an eyeball on top of it.
Oh, God.
And then she goes, Cecil, is something wrong? And then like a giant eyelid comes down because she blinked. And I'm just fucking like, ah! Like,
yeah, I would freak out.
I'm laughing my ass off. But you realize you took the drugs. It's not like if I was like, I don't do drugs and that happened, I'd be like, yeah, but I actively put that shit in my mouth. So I know, but it was the craziest thing because I was her head was like a beach ball and it was just it was like a head with an eyeball and just pivoting back and forth. And when she blinked, I just lost my shit, dying fucking laughing. I almost fell because this giant eyelid came down and fucking back up. And I was like, you're just an eyeball. She's like, I'm a what? I'm like, you're a fucking eyeball.
I'd have problems with that. I would.